Imagine you're drinking your morning coffee, and suddenly, the cup doesn't fall. It floats. You float. The building floats. And every ocean on Earth lifts off the ground. Not a glitch. Not a dream. Just Tuesday. Because in this world, gravity takes a 1-hour break every single day. Before we continue, your question for today. If gravity disappeared for 1 hour daily, what single human invention do you think would become the most dangerous and why? Drop your answer in the comments. Best scientific answer gets pinned. New here? Subscribe. This is where we break reality with real science. Let's be precise about what happens. Not metaphorically, physically. The moment gravity switches off, every single unanchored object on Earth's surface begins moving in the direction it was already traveling, but now with nothing pulling it back down. Your coffee? Gone, floating toward the ceiling in a perfect sphere of liquid. Your car? If it was parked, it drifts upward slowly. If it was moving at 100 kilometers per hour, it launches forward and upward at exactly that speed. No friction, no gravity, nothing to stop it. People walking outside launched gently upward at whatever speed their last step gave them. People running launched hard. People jumping, they don't come back down. And the ocean. This is where it gets catastrophic. The ocean doesn't just ripple or splash. The entire surface layer, billions of tons of water, peels upward, a wall of ocean rising into the sky. Not a wave, not a tsunami, a levitation. Coastal cities don't get hit by water coming toward them, they get hit by water rising above them. And when gravity returns 60 minutes later, all of it comes back down at once. Here's what most people don't think about. The atmosphere is held to Earth by gravity, the same gravity that just switched off. In 60 minutes, the outer layers of the atmosphere begin drifting away into space. Not all of it. The lower, denser layers have enough molecular cohesion and inertia to mostly stay in place, but the upper atmosphere, the stratosphere, the mesosphere, begins expanding outward. The ozone layer stretches, thins, and for that 1 hour, Earth's UV protection weakens. Every day, without exception. Over years, over decades, the cumulative effect of 60 minutes of atmospheric expansion daily would begin to erode the upper atmosphere, slowly, imperceptibly at first. And then, one morning, the sunburn doesn't fade, and the next morning, it's worse. This isn't a dramatic Hollywood moment, it's a quiet, invisible catastrophe written into the daily schedule. But here's where the story changes, because humans don't just survive chaos, we schedule it. Within a generation, zero-gravity hour wouldn't be a disaster, it would be a routine. Every building on Earth would be redesigned from scratch. Anchor points in every room, magnetic floor strips, sealed windows, pressure locks on every door. Nothing left loose, nothing left unbolted. Cities would develop what engineers would call gravity protocols. The same way we have fire drills today, every building would have a zero-G lockdown procedure. 60 minutes before the switch, alarms. People secure themselves, objects are locked down, animals are sheltered. And the ocean? Humanity would build the greatest coastal engineering project in history. Retaining fields, massive electromagnetic barriers along every coastline designed to hold water in place during the zero-gravity hour. Not walls, fields, because walls don't stop water that's rising vertically. The engineering required would accelerate materials science, electromagnetic technology, and civil engineering by centuries. We wouldn't just adapt to zero-gravity hour, we'd become experts in it. And then, the opportunities. Because 60 minutes of zero gravity every day isn't just chaos, it's the most extraordinary natural resource in human history. Construction, heavy materials that would take cranes weeks to lift, repositioned in minutes during the zero gravity window. Skyscrapers built faster, bridges assembled mid-air. Architecture that would be physically impossible under constant gravity, suddenly achievable. Space launch. Right now, getting 1 kilogram of material into orbit costs roughly $2,000. The fuel required to fight gravity is the single biggest cost in space exploration. But in a world with daily zero-G, launching payloads into orbit during that window requires a fraction of the energy. Space exploration wouldn't be a billionaire's hobby, it would be an industry. Medicine. Zero gravity has profound effects on the human body, and not all of them bad. spinal decompression, fluid redistribution, conditions that are debilitating under constant gravity, manageable, even treatable, with daily zero-G exposure. Hospitals would have zero-G therapy wards, surgeries performed mid-float with precision impossible on a flat table. And manufacturing. Perfectly spherical ball bearings, flawless crystal structures, materials grown in zero-G that are stronger, purer, more precise than anything producible under gravity. The zero-G hour would become the world's most productive 60 minutes. Every factory on Earth would plan its entire day around it. But we can't talk about opportunity without talking about weaponization, because humans don't discover a force without eventually pointing it at each other. The zero-G hour would become the most strategically significant window in military history. Missiles launched during zero-G travel faster, further, with less fuel. Bombs dropped from aircraft don't fall, they float in the direction of their release velocity, turning every military aircraft into a precision hovering weapons platform. And worse, biological and chemical agents released during the zero-G window don't settle, they disperse, perfectly, invisibly, carried in every direction by air currents with no gravity pulling them to the ground. The Geneva Convention would need entirely new chapters. International law would need to ban zero-G warfare the way it bans chemical weapons, because the potential for mass casualties during that 60-minute window is unlike anything in conventional conflict. The zero-G hour would be the most dangerous 60 minutes in human history, and also the most productive at the same time. Every single day. Here's the thing nobody talks about. What does it do to us psychologically to know that every day for 1 hour the fundamental rules of existence switch off? Every culture that ever existed built its understanding of reality on certain constants. The sun rises, water falls, things drop. In this world, one of those constants is gone, daily, predictably, inevitably. Children would grow up knowing that gravity is not permanent, that the ground beneath their feet is a courtesy, not a guarantee, that the universe has a schedule and humanity is not in charge of it. Philosophy would be different, religion would be different, the psychological relationship between humans and the concept of certainty permanently altered. We would be fundamentally a more humble species, because every morning the universe reminds us it can take back anything it gave you. Gravity is so constant, so invisible that we only notice it when something falls. We never thank it, never think about it. It just is. But in a world where it leaves for an hour every day, it becomes the most precious thing on Earth. Not air, not water, not sunlight. Weight. The simple, extraordinary miracle of staying on the ground. So the next time you put down your coffee and it stays there, remember, that's not nothing. That's everything.